Hi everyone, welcome, this is YouTube, yeah. No, come on, I'm not that big of a dork. I am a dork, but not that big. Thought I'd do a little update video. I've been busy doing murder mysteries and game shows and performing the game shows and writing the game shows and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, if you're new to the attic, I resell on eBay and Vinted, updates on that. Coming later in the video, but I also am the managing director of Alara Entertainment, and we do immersive theatre, murder mysteries, game shows, singers, dancers, magicians, you name it, we do it. So it's actually been a busy right up until like sort of last week, and even I've got a show this Friday coming up as well. So it's not like it's getting quieter either. And I've decided as well to get into local politics. I'll talk a little bit about that later in the video also. I've got some interesting stuff that I've got in that I want to share with you guys. I guess, why am I introing the video like this? I'm just gonna get the selfie stick with the video camera on the end of it and just talk to you on that from now on, I think. It's just a pain in the bum to edit. Maybe I'll just do like one side, make it follow me like that. Let's give it a go, shall we? Let's get to it. Welcome to Antatic. Jesus.
Who you gonna call? Ants Attic. Yeah.
Oh, so here we go. Wow, you sure do get a lot of the background in when you use this mode. I don't know if I like it. Do I genuinely want this much background in? How do I change that? It's a lot. It's a lot in it. Does it stay with me? No, it doesn't even stay with me. It stays focused on me. Not sure if I like it. What if I go this way? Will you? Oh no, it's just I'm just sideways now. Okay, that's not cool. Okay, and the screen turns off as well. So the thing is, I shouldn't be looking at the screen. I should be looking at the lens. I should be looking down the camera. And it's also got a protective filter on it. Oh, is it clearer now? Is it clearer now? No, I don't know. So let's pop you down, because behind me, can you see? I don't know if you can see, but behind me, I've got... It's not a mess. It looks like a mess, kind of. But it's not a mess. Excuse me, buttocks. That needs to go down. That's car stuff. It's a heavy landing. Now, yeah, it's been a while since I made a video in the attic, and I've sold a fair bit of stuff. A lot of clothes I've managed to free up an entire rack like this. Now, that's thanks to selling on Whatnot. I did 2 shows. I sold 300 quid's worth of stuff. Like, wow, that sounds good. But it took 4 hours to do, and then another, say, hour and a half to pick and pack everything. So 6 hours, 300 quid. The good thing is I cleared out a lot of stock that had just been sitting around for a long time. So I've got this now. This is going to be my Whatnot rail. So I've got all of this stuff to go through, all of my my SKU system. If you don't know my SKU system, that's all right. I'll explain it to you. I've got hangers that are numbered, and the hangers that are numbered are on... Look, I'll show you. They're on a couple of racks here. Got a rack there. This is the ski coats rack, this one here, and then this is the rack that is sort of to be sorted. New stock that comes in will sort of get dumped down here and put on this, and then it'll be filtered out into the SKU system. I've also got bags that are all numbered, and they sit up on the shelves, and anything that isn't sort of clothes or that sort of thing, anything that's not going on Vinted goes on the shelves. So we've got a lot of books, a dinosaur, cuddly toys. Anyway, that's how I run my my organisation. That's how I do it. Now, what have I got over here? If we ignore the bags that are to be filled, the good thing is these are all things that I've sold. Now, as you can see, there's been a fair few that have gone out. Now, when a bag is emptied, I just reuse the bag, reuse that number. I know a lot of resellers will come up with excuses every time they get something new in. They'll bag it, put the skew on it at like a sequential in the hundreds and thousands. It's a lot. It's a bit too much for me. You reuse the same numbers over and over. And also, it helps me limit and keep track of stock as well. That's my system. That's how it works. That's how I work. But I've got... That's a script. You don't need to see this. That was content I made for the Traitors live game show that we did at Box Park. I'll show you a little bit of the introduction video that we made for that. It was a lot of fun to do, but the intro would look like this.
Good evening. Tonight, 8 contestants will step forward believing that they are playing a game. But what they don't know is who they can and cannot trust. Among them are the faithfuls, honest, trusting, trying to work together. And hidden in plain sight are the traitors. Every challenge builds a prize pot. Every conversation stirs suspicion. And every decision could be fatal to someone's game. Win the games, grow the pot, but survive the nights, because here, murder is very real. And you in the audience, you're not just here watching, oh no. When the time comes, it will be you who decides who stays, who's banished, and indeed who will be murdered. Who lives, who dies. It all lies with you, the audience, and your mobile phones. Trust the wrong person and you're gone. Accuse the wrong person and the traitors will win. At the end of the contest, if the faithful survive, they will share the pot. However, if just one traitor survives, they take everything. Oh, yes. My name is Claude Manwinkle, and I will be guiding you through this contest. Every elimination, every betrayal, every murder, until we have our winners. Welcome to the game. Marvelous. Spiffing.
In this bag, I've got a lot of original Xbox games. I need to go through these and find out which ones have value and which ones are crap, basically. But also in here, there is an Xbox 360. If this works, I might just keep it for myself, put it downstairs, hook it up to the TV, and just keep it. It looks a bit battered. I do need to test it, but we don't have a games console downstairs. And when Alara, my 5-year-old daughter, wants to play games, she has to come up and use my computer. And if I'm sort of busy working, doing all this stuff, then this might be a nice little distraction for her. And rather than sell it, give it to someone else, keep hold of it for myself. Now, that's the Xbox. If I showed you this, and you don't instantly think, oh, is it one of those boxes that has got treasure in it? Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me explain. If you ever see this at a car boot sale or in a charity shop, pick it up. I swear to God, pick it up. Because inside here, there are picture cards, like trading cards, but they're part of the game. One of the cards is the Mike Tyson rookie card. This game is from 1987, by the way, so they are rare. But this is the second one of these that I've purchased. I think I picked it up for something like £2 or £3. The Mike Tyson card in mint condition, it has to be in mint, like 10 out of 10 condition, is worth at least £100, maybe more. I've seen some that are graded that have actually sold for £800, £850, something like that. Now, this is still sealed from its time in the charity shop. I say sealed, it's got some sellotape on it. What I'd like to do is open it with you and we can find together whether this is a box that I've paid a couple of quid for, that I can flip its contents for hundreds. Should we have a look? Let's have a look. Yeah, we're in a different place now. I don't know if this microphone will pick up so good, so I'll probably use the audio from this. But let's open this Question of Sport box and see, actually, do we have treasure in there? Can I position this camera a little bit better? Rather than being at the side and being like, oh, I can't really see anything. What if I pop you directly above me like this? Will you stay? Will you stay? They never stay, Anthony. I reckon that'll work. All right. See, you can just about see the camera in this camera here. But for now, oh, we're in. Okay. Oh, okay. So straight off the bat, I'm gonna suggest that perhaps this one is not gonna have a pristine condition card in it, because this looks like it's got a little bit of water damage or stainage on it, which is a shame. Yeah, look at that. They've been flicking soup at this, whoever's owned it. Don't flick soup at your board games. That's not cool. Having said that, these look like they're in decent enough condition. That's part of this. I've got a little bit of weathering on the corners here. They're the question cards. Now this will be a bit of a giveaway as to the condition of the others. I don't know if you can see, I mean, as far as grading goes, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So if that is the case, should we get the gloves on? Should we get the gloves on? When handling things that may be expensive, you'll want to protect it from the oil and gack that may be on your hands. You can do that by putting these hand condoms on. A little pair of latex gloves. Don't worry, you don't need lube, they'll just slide right on, they're powdered on the inside. But now, we're not, you know, if they are not in good condition, fine. But if they are in decent condition, we're not going to damage them further with our oily, grabby hands. Oh, that was concerning. The box stuck a little here. You can see a bit of water damage, hopefully. This is like straight away, you can see the corners quite crisp. So I mean, the thing is, 1987 was this board game. The board game itself is almost 40 years, that's 39 years old. So of course things aren't going to be in great condition. But having said that, this one's Martina Navratilova. Now there is value in some of the other ones as well. You can put a collection of, for example, Liverpool players together here in a bundle, and they'll sell for about 40 to 50 pounds. I'm going to say that somewhere in here is Mike Tyson, just because this looks full. This looks full enough. And the other one, Bill Beaumont, these are all questions as well. So they've been kept separate, and in amongst all this will be somewhere a little stick there. So as you can see, that's Lloyd Honeyghan. Not the crispest cut at the top or at the sides, and a little tiny bit of weathering just around the edge. But having said that, condition actually very good. Now it's time, I think, to flick through these and separate the ones that I know have value. So the Liverpool players from the 80s, some of the golfers, that one's Sam Torrance, have value. Go on, can you guess who that is? Neil Webb and David Speedy, R.I.P. So the Man United fans will collect these. This is Peter Davenport. We've got, of course, Nick Faldo. I remember growing up, Nick Faldo was massive. Everyone, he was the man of golf. He was the guy. Cricket, again, you can bundle cricket people together, and some of these cards are stuck together. I'm going to say that's, even without looking, Daley Thompson. Daley Thompson. No idea who that is. He looks like Bill Gates. Could run Microsoft. I used to love Question of Sport. I think it's off air now. The colouring on these, not as rich as possibly we hope. Now, if that's Ayrton Senna. No, it's Alan Prost. There's an Ayrton Senna card of these as well, which also goes for good money, so we'll keep an eye out for that one. Nigel Mansell. Different collectors of different things collect different bits, obviously. This one is one of the Liverpool players that I was telling you about. That's Kenny Dalglish. And I think there's a total of 4 Liverpool players here that you can bundle up together. So we'll separate him off to the side and keep an eye out for anyone else. There we go. That's another one. I think that one's Ian Rush. Yep, Ian Rush. Keep that one out as a separate Liverpool one. Everton player? Don't know. John Bailey? I'm not sure. Who we got here? Yes, there it is! Oh, I spotted it straight away. This is the Mike Tyson rookie card. So this is the one that we're looking for. This is the Mike Tyson rookie card that is worth some serious dough. And fortunately, the condition is really, really good. The centering, I can tell, of the card isn't quite right. You can see one of the borders on this side is bigger than the one where my thumb is. And that's the sort of thing when these cards get graded, that's the sort of level of detail they go into. They'll also check the contrast in the colour. It does seem a little bit faded, which means that this will be one of the cards that came out further down the print when the inks were starting to run low. But the good news is that this box had the Mike Tyson rookie card. Shall we make this the thumbnail of the video? Like, yeah, why not? Okay, so we'll keep Iron Mike to one side. That's the second Mike Tyson card that I pulled out of a box like this. And we throw the, show you on eBay and the card collecting sites that genuinely this is worth some cash. I'll go through the rest of the cards. If there's Ayrton Senna, if Mike Tyson is in this, Ayrton Senna is going to be in here as well. And if Ayrton Senna's here, then so are the other couple of Liverpool players. Fortunately, I mean, if you look at this one, the Martina Navratilova card, can you see that it's been creased and a little bit damaged? Just devaluing the card altogether. Fortunately, not worth a huge amount of money, that one. But let's very quickly now flick through the rest, just finding those Liverpool players. Nice, who's that? Shirley Strong. Nice. Come on, Ayrton Senna, where are you? Who's that one? Watford player. John Barnes! Keeping you out. I don't know if he's worth money. Joey Dunlop. R.I.P. A lot of these cards are now R.I.P. because obviously with it being a 40-year-old game, these people were in their peak, in their prime 40 years ago, so we will have unfortunately lost a fair few of them. Well, let's keep going. Who's that one? Tony Cottee. I think he's still with us. Who's that one? Brian Robson. That's the theme music for Question Sport, by the way. Terry Butcher. Don't know if he's worth any money. The good thing is there are people who kind of have already separated the ones that are worth money, and you can just search online. Karen Morse. Strong Karen Morse. Bloody hell. She was a machine. That's a great shot, that one. That's another Man United player, Paul McGrath. Ozzy Ardiles. Paul Bracewell. Who's that one? Now, the Ayrton Senna one is him in his car screaming down a racetrack. So none of that chunk sort of stood out as being like, woo, that's exciting. Which is the exact voice I would use if I found a card that was any good. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can find out other 2 Liverpool players. Another Man United player there. Oh, Diego Maradona as well. That's another one that is worth some cash. So we'll separate that one out. Now, in order to get the maximum value out of these, you do have to send them off to like PSA or a grading service, and then a graded card is always worth more than an ungraded one, but there is still a market for raw cards like this that haven't been graded. So you've just got to find them, put it out into the market yourself, or get them graded yourself and hopefully find a buyer. Who's that one? There is Ayrton Senna. Again, another one that is worth cash. So I'm printing money here. What I'll do after this, after I've gone through all that, looks like Mark Hughes. It is Mark Hughes. That's why it looks like him. What I'll do, I think there's 2 Ayrton Sennas in this as well. Just FYI. This is how much I know about 1987 Question of Sport board game, because you find one of these and then you, forever, for the rest of your life, you're just focused in on looking for another one, because they're always a couple of quid sold, because no one really knows. If you're not a collector or into trading cards or anything like that, you just don't know, and you think you're just selling an old board game. Meh. But I mean, there's money in these. Who's that? Viv Anderson. That looks like Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker. I mean, there's a few England players amongst it. You could bundle them together. Man United players you can bundle together. Smooth. They were nobodies. Another Everton again. You can just bundle them together. I'm pretty sure there's still one more Ayrton Senna and there's 2 more Liverpool players, or there should be. Now, unfortunately, some of these cards are stuck together, so there's a potential that I've just like missed them, or I've skipped through them. Which either way, you know, I can. Oh, there we go. There's another Ian Rush, part of the Liverpool collection. In fact, that John Barnes one might have been the 4th. Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm talking shit. It's Bruce Grobbelaar. There's your 4th Liverpool player. And now we just need to find the 2nd Ayrton Senna. Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure I've missed an Ayrton Senna, which isn't the, you know, it's not a huge thing, because we've got the important ones there, the ones that I know that have the value. Steve Jones, don't know who you are. But I think there's an Ayrton Senna card somewhere amongst that's worth anywhere between £20 and £50. But let's box these ones up, sleeve those ones. I'm going to keep it all together because I'm going to do some calculating. It costs about $20 to $25 to get a card graded. So it's only worth it if that card is worth more, or you think the card will value up over time. Also, PSA. This isn't sponsored by PSA, by the way. I just know because I've looked into trading cards and stuff. They will vault your card, which means you send it to them and they keep it and store it, and then it's in their sort of database. If you want to sell it, you just kind of give the nod. You paper trade the card. It stays in their vault. You own it. It's with them. Got a message just popped up. Take them for £8 if that works for you. I don't know what they're talking about, but it probably will work. I'm not going to flick through these again. I'll be here all day. But there's almost certainly an Ayrton Senna in there somewhere. But as I said, I've got the good ones out, and we'll talk a little bit more about them. So there we go. The good thing is, we'll come into the end of this video. The good thing is that I've struck gold again. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards there that, when graded, are worth, you know, minimum £10 each, but you bundle them together and that's where they hold more value. So you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4 Liverpool players, which I've seen bundled and sold for about 50 quid. So there's 50 quid amongst those 2. John Barnes, I pulled him out because I thought he might have been part of these, but whether he's worth more on his own, maybe. Diego Maradona, worth something I'll have to look into because I can't remember off the top of my head. Same with Ayrton Senna. Him in the car and him portrait together, worth decent money. And then this one, your Mike Tyson rookie card. I'm going to sleeve all these up now. You know what I'm talking about. So sleeves, Jeeves, what are these? Sleeves are, don't worry about the dust, shit. Basically, you put your card into, don't worry about coughing, or wheezing being in there. This is just a little placeholder, but I got some Pokemon cards. These are just for me. But you put your trading cards in them and basically it protects them. Stops them from degrading, keeps them in condition, stops dust getting onto the cards themselves. But I need to slab them up better. But let's open a new packet for these and get these cards. Like, I'll value them. I get them valued. Like, I'll check for comps online. See, that's how you do it. Now you've got a protected John Barnes. But yeah, as I said, I'll comp these up, see what they sold for online. If it's worth getting them graded, I'll add them to my grading pile. Oh, there he is. Iron Mike Tyson doing his thing. Is it? There we go. That's better, isn't it? I'm sorry, I'm just making a face for the thumbnail. What a dork. Might start the video with that, actually. There we go. Ayrton Senna. So we got those cards. As I say, I reckon I've pulled about easy £100 worth of cards out of a box I paid £2 for. Just while I'm doing this, let's talk about Vinted. If you aren't aware, they've changed their policies, their shipping policies especially, to say that you've got to send clothes in a padded envelope. Now, come on, there's no way we need to do that. The only reason I think that Vinted are saying you need to send your clothes in a padded envelope is because for everybody, the 99.9% of people that send them in polymailers like this, which are perfectly fine, by the way, these are perfectly fine for sending clothes. The only reason Vinted have changed their policy is so that when things go wrong, is that they can say, well, you didn't send it in a padded envelope, so we don't have to give you compensation. That's the only reason. They are shysters of the highest order. I'm not a fan of Vinted at the moment, because even when you follow all of their postage policies, like I did just before Christmas, I sent crockery, right? Okay, no, yeah, it's breakable stuff. It was sent using Every. That was the second mistake. 1, selling crockery on Vinted. 2, sending it by Every. Anyway, it broke. Even though I had double box things, used void filler, and everything was wrapped in a bubble wrap, right? I could not have done more to protect that stuff. But clearly some cunt at Every had hoofed it onto a van, hoofed it off a van, forced it up a conveyor belt, and it arrived completely smashed. Not just a couple of things, bro, destroyed purposefully. The guy opened it and said, this has clearly been mishandled. I raised a complaint to Vinted, and they were like, you've not followed the postage policies. I was like, which part? Which part of your postage policies have I not followed? Tell me that. I'm like, no, you don't have to. It's like, you haven't followed the postage policies. I sent pictures of everything bubble wrapped, void fillered, the thick cardboard, everything. Still, I said, just push it to Every and say, you fucked this up. Compensate this guy. No. I said, all right, if you won't do it, if you're saying that's it, the answer is no. I want an ADR. I want an alternative dispute resolution service. We don't participate in one of those. What do you mean you don't participate in one of those? Okay, I get that, but good customer service probably means you would. If you can't solve it yourself, and if you're not inclined to, then push it out to someone else. No, we don't do that. We don't want to do that. We're not obliged to, so we don't even have to do that. So I don't know why you're complaining for. Fine, okay. So the only thing that I've got left is small claims court. That's the only thing I've got left. And the thing is, the crockery stuff cost me about 80, 90, maybe even £100, and I sold it for 45. So I'm down. I was down selling it. I'm down even more now because they've just gone no. So if you haven't noticed, I'm quite wound up about it. So I've left it with them. I've said, look, this is your last chance. Tell me you don't, in writing, confirm you do not participate in ADR and you are refusing to process this further. If you're done, you're done. I need that in writing so I can progress it further. They've got about a week left before I escalate it further. The thing is, though, if I escalate on Vinted, they're just going to go, you're not allowed to use Vinted anymore then, go on, go away. And the thing is, I mean, like last year I made over 10 grand selling on there, so I need it as a platform. Do I just write off that £100 as like a costly mistake, cost of business, cost of being an idiot, cost of trusting a selling platform to do the right thing, but putting your faith and your trust in people that are just out to rinse every penny out of you? I don't know. I certainly know how I feel. That's all I know. That's what I know. Right, I think that's enough for this video. You've had enough out of me. So I'm going to wrap this up. I want to say thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this... Oh, I'm going to tell you more about... I promised stuff at the beginning, didn't I? What did I say? I'm running for local council. I've joined the Green Party last year. I initially wanted to join your party, but there was a shit show, there was infighting. I thought, I don't want anything to do with this. And at the same time, Green Party's PR and their... their media and their comms went out, and I thought, actually, these are resonating a little bit more with me at the moment than any other party. Labour are cooked. They've just messed everything up. The Tories have just, I mean, look around you. The country is the way it is because of the 14 years that they were in charge. And Reform, if you haven't figured it out by now, Reform are just the Tories without the filter. So the xenophobia, the racism, all that sort of stuff, they're just like, yeah, well, we thought this the whole time, but now we can say it because apparently people are angry enough to just be like, yeah, I also hate gay people and black people and people that aren't from Britain. So yeah, I've decided to run for local elections in May here in Knowsley, and I'll be representing the Green Party. So with everything else I've got going on, with this, with Alara Entertainment, with taking the kids to school and dance and all the things that they get up to, I've now also decided it's a great time to run for local council. Wish me luck. I think that's it. I'm not sure if I promised something else. I think it was just the traitors thing, but we've already done that. That's fine. Yeah, that'll do. Thanks very much for watching the video. See you on the next one. Or you'll see this in a bunch of shorts until I make another video, because that's how I push out content these days. And if that is how you discover this long form content, welcome. I do more long form content, but it's just been mad busy at the moment. And I'm sorry if I'm blinking a lot or a bit squinty. There's dust going about all over the place. So yeah, peace out, A-Town. Love you. Thanks. Like, subscribe, yada yada.